Now, all the meditators, all the yoga systems in the world, see, some people take up Jnana Yoga, some people take up Bhakti Yoga, some people take up Karma Yoga, and all these. Whatever the ways, some people just out of Jnana Yoga they get the self-realization. Some people just out of Bhakti Yoga they can get self-realization. Some people just out of Karma Yoga they get. Some people, this is Kundalini is actually Kriya Yoga. Kriya Yoga, preliminary levels of Kriya Yoga has been taught in the world so far. Meaning, preliminary levels means Kundalini actually when awakens, Kundalini when the lid is open, means it is awakened. Now it wants to take the journey. Now all the Kriya Yoga techniques that have been taught so far in the world are meant to awaken this Kundalini. Are meant to awaken this Kundalini. Whether you take a Paramahansa Yogananda, that Ananda, this Ananda, so many Anandas, you go, basically all those are ultimately targeted towards awakening this. That is pre-Kundalini awakening. Pre-Kundalini awakening yoga, that is Kriya Yoga. Now what is happening with is post-Kundalini awakening, after Kundalini awakening. That is the confusion. Everybody after awakening also they are going to these classes and then they are trying to attend. They will never be able to be happy here. And these people will say, why you are swinging like this? You are crazy. You should stop all those things. You should sit straight and then do meditation. Because that school only knows this. That is pre-Kundalini school. Pre-Kundalini awakening school. This is post-Kundalini awakening. It's a different school altogether. Now post-Kundalini what happens? These people do not know. Pre-Kundalini awakening can belong to any unmarried yogis or unmarried saints and all, like Paramahansa Yogananda and all those are all unmarried. They went through various exercises and all, they got realized out of all these things and some combination of Kriya Yoga, they realized their self. But after awakening what happens is Kundalini is, like I am saying this, Kundalini is Kamapriya. Kamapriya means it has some desires, it wants some desires. Actually the whole creation came into existence because of the desire. What is the desire? The creation came into existence because of selfless desire. It is selfless desire. It did not want, I want some car, I want some house, I want a job. No. It's selfless desire. There has to be some creation. There have to be some souls. They need to, enjoy themselves. It's like you as a father and mother, if you have children, if your children grow and if your son or, daughter, if they buy a car, maybe you did not have a car. Or maybe you did not have BMW. Maybe your son buys a BMW. Even if you don't buy the car, because your son has bought the car, you feel so happy. That is selfless desire. And you feel that your children should grow, you feel that your children should become scientists and things like that. Those are all selfless desires, not for yourself. You are thinking for your son. In the same way, the cosmic parents, or the cosmic nucleus with its Shakti, it wanted its own children and it wants its own self, basically, particles. It wanted its own particles and it wanted to see its own self in those particles and enjoy. Because it did not have a body, it doesn't have a body. Now the children have got the bodies and it wants to see their children going through all the experiences. It could be pains or it could be good experiences, bad experiences. You eat food, that is also an enjoyment. You have sex, that is also an enjoyment. Sensual enjoyment. And you may buy some cars, you may buy some houses, bungalows and things like, you feel so happy. That's also one happiness. These are all the happiness that it wants to experience. Only happiness. But what is happening is, because of your own desires, your own selfish desire, you are getting in the caught of karma. That's a different thing altogether. So Kundalini is Kamapriya. So when it awakens, what happens is, whatever the desires you have had so far, maybe in the previous life, such as you wanted to become an actor, or you want to become something, again that path will open for you. Unless until the desire is experienced or killed, your soul will not advance. Because of that those things will happen. That is why this Kundalini is Kamapriya. And second thing is, it is Ratipriya. You know what is Rati means? Rati means sex. Yes, it wants sex. And why? This is Prakriti, the female part. And it wants to unite with the Purusha. Whether you are male or female, it wants to have the sex. That is the reason why here, when the Kundalini is awakened in involuntary kriyas, because it is awakened, Kundalini is awakened, after awakening or pre-awakening and all, you would have a lot of desires of having sex. You will not be able to fight with the desire. Even after awakening, through the journey, lot of desire for sex will be there. Why after awakening or through the journey of Kundalini advancement, the Kundalini demands sex is because if you are a female, you would have the Prakriti element. If you are a male, you would have the Purusha element. Purusha means, this is Prakriti, Purusha. Purusha means pure consciousness. Prakriti means it's full of gunas. Okay. Now, the Kundalini in the females needs the help of Purusha consciousness to advance, to go upward, to take the upward journey. So, if you are a female, it demands, this is one single snake, which demands the help of another Purusha snake to advance. And if you are male, the Purusha, and your Kundalini being Purusha, it requires the Prakriti element, the female element. This is your snake, the male snake, it requires this element to advance. So both of these Kundalinis need each other's help to advance, to go upward. So because of again, this Kundalini is nothing but the limited consciousness. This is also limited consciousness. Because the limited consciousness wants this limited consciousness, everybody has the limited consciousness. Every human, every animal, everything. Because it needs the Prakriti, the whole nature, the womb, needs to arrange a partner. You need the science, you understand the science now. See, because if you are a female, your snake needs the help of male snake. So because it needs the help, the nature will arrange. In this part, once you come to the path of Omism, I'm not talking about the complete involuntary science. Once you touch this, once you take up this path, the nature will arrange with the help of Guru, and Guru is nothing but the Purusha who is working with this nature. So they both actually, because you are the follower of the path and things like that. That is the reason why after coming here, people, unmarried people, are naturally meeting their soulmates. And if it is if it is a married one, if you are a married female or a married male, in case you have some disturbances with your wives and your partners or husbands, then those disturbances will be eliminated in about 2 to 3 years of time. So this is what this is the play of the Kundalini. This is how the Kundalini demands the element called this one. I don't want to utter too much about it. Because of that, the desire cannot be suppressed. So for that reason, a nature arranged means as per the laws of nature, the legalities of nature will arrange someone, a partner for you, so that you advance. That is the reason why you need perfect partner here. You are required to be married. You are required to love your partner purely. It has to be pure love. It cannot be a wicked love. Just for the sake of physical sex, you cannot love your partner. It has to be a soul love. It has to be, the minds have to be integrated, the souls have to be integrated, and then if the bodies mingle, if the bodies join or unite, then it becomes perfect combination of male and female snakes. It's simply like the sex, the enjoyment that the male and female snakes would have during the Paurnami day. I think the full moon day, the snakes, it's a great day for snakes. The male and female snakes unite and then they enjoy, they dance and all. That is the significance of this Kundalini. That is the reason why Shiva was asked to get married. What is Shivling? You must be knowing Shivling, right? Shivling has got one thing like this, and it's got a round thing like this, and it's got a base, and it's got some exit. What is the meaning of this? Do you know? This is the you can see it spiritually and you can also see it physically. Physically, this is like male organ and this is the female organ. And this is the exiting point. This is the delivery point. And spiritually, if you see it, this is the womb of the nature. This is consciousness. And above these things, you have the snake also. Every temple would have, Hindu temples would have this snake above this. What is the meaning of the snake? When the male consciousness and the female consciousness unite, then the Kundalini will awaken. That's the meaning of it. And when they awaken, the mother's womb they will deliver. What it will deliver? It will deliver the best soul. Very good children will be born. Good souls from the cosmos will drop into the womb and then they will come out. Like good spiritual people who help the world and they who evolve themselves. Such good souls will be born for this womb. That's the meaning of it. A place called Devipuram. Devipuram in a place called Visakhapatnam or Vizag in Andhra Pradesh, India. There was a man. He is actually some engineer, atomic engineer. He's an old man now, and somehow he got initiated into some of these yogic paths, these Kundalini path, and then Devi appeared to him. Mother Kundalini appeared to him and asked him to construct a temple there. And she exactly showed how it has to be constructed. And he constructed it. He did not follow his own mind. He followed the instructions of the Mother Nature. And the temple would have so many Devis of nature in a naked way. When he constructed initially, so many people laughed at him and they said, what is this? Is it a temple? Because people are always foolish. They do not know the actual meaning of these things. And today it's a famous place. People started knowing about it, the actual concept of it, and people actually who researched on Mother Nature, then they understood. I will try to show some pictures of his temple here for your understanding. So you shouldn't misunderstand this concept. What is nature? Nature is the combination of Prakriti and Purusha. Very simple it is. Why are you complicating it? So you should understand the natural phenomenon. Then only you can grow in spirituality. You should accept the practicality of life. That is what is spirituality. Spirituality is not about just doing meditation, doing some pranayama, and then having some peace for about 10-15 minutes. Again go into the world, start fighting with people. You get jealous about others, you control others, you pressurize others, you make fun of others, and you find fault with others. All these things you do. What's the point in doing this meditation, these things? Those things need to be balanced. You should know. It's a practice, 24 hours practice. It has to be. When the ingredient called jealousy is awakening, you should know. And you should have certain practices that actually balance the jealousy and slowly cut it. You should have such practices. And I have seen so many spiritualists, they do great meditation and all. And when they meet me, that's what happens actually. When I see someone, the ingredients in them will start dancing. The ingredients of various gunas will start coming out, and then they'll start showing, exhibiting. They will physically exhibit. They cannot stop exhibiting. Because when they see me, I will awaken them. And after exhibiting only, those ingredients will go away. I do my duty of eliminating those ingredients in them. So they become good souls.